Am I back? Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Let me know how it's going. Okay, thanks. Oh my gosh. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right, let's see. Good angle to see all of them tease. Thanks, Smogsy. So Smogsy, Fox, hi guys. -1, hello. Miss Kezark, hi, how's it going? Thanks for sticking around. Thanks for waiting for this stream to kick back on. Sorry about that. I was saying, I don't know why OBS like turns off my mic randomly. I don't know why it does that. But I was saying to myself, apparently, that I wanted to rework some of these textures because I wasn't satisfied with how the texture of the wing looked on the underside, because I kind of skipped a few steps. Last time, -1. Thanks so much for the 10. Hello, -1 here. How are you, our community and community? Tropio's getting close. Yeah, thank you, -1. Really appreciate it. I'm doing well. Yeah, Tropio is getting pretty close. Let's see. Thanks so much. OBS is possessed, I swear. I've been having a little bit of an issue with it lately. And I don't know why. It like just all of a sudden it was behaving like I haven't had any issues with it up until now. I thought it was doing really well. Let's see, what am I going to do here? I gotta like kind of remember how I constructed this texture. That way I can kind of mimic my process. Honestly, like I need to make a mental note to myself, specifically when working on pterosaurs, that I need to do the top and the bottom like skin texture simultaneously. It's like do each step, then do the same steps on the bottom, and then like build it up like together. That way I don't have issues with like things looking inconsistent or like having to come back later and like do this type of stuff. It's not a big deal, but I think it would optimize my workflow a little bit. So, and it's so weird because it's like a uniquely pterosaur thing. I don't have to worry about that type of thing in any other type of dinosaur. Just the pterosaurs. Happens now and then, right? -1's donations. I really appreciate it though, -1. I think the rest of the team does too. It's awesome of you to take the time to come and watch and also to donate. Okay. So I'm starting to build up this texture. Just doing this kind of cross-hatchy pattern with the wrinkle roller here. I just want to help. You're definitely helping. I didn't check today. How's the Kickstarter going? I usually check in the morning the total. I'm kind of nervous to switch off my window here and like have OBS freak out again, so a little quick update would be appreciated if somebody has the info. Okay, cool. Thanks, Moxie. Yeah, I was seeing not today, but maybe I think I was looking at it yesterday. I was looking at all the tiers. I think one person there was like a tier where you could customize a dinosaur skin or something like that. I think one person pledged at that level, which is really cool. I'm wondering how that collaboration is going to go. So I believe, let's see. I'm pretty sure that I did this pass with the wrinkle roller. Oh no, crap. Let's see. Brush. Yeah, I didn't have backface masking on. All right. We're gonna undo all of that because I can't ruin the front side. So here we go again. Make sure backface masking is on. Okay. Do I have backface masking on the smooth brush? I do. Cool. Varstra, good evening. How's it going? Just safe. Sucks because a lot of people probably aren't donating due to spam of recent scam Kickstarters. Oh, there's been like what scam Kickstarters have there been? Like games or just in general? Music is too loud. I can take it down a notch, or I can turn up the gain on my mic. Let me know how that sounds. Does that sound all right? Last day's most important because that's also when paychecks come. Oh, you're talking about like the end of the month? Yeah, I can see that. Cool. Okay. Looks like the texture is not impacting the front side anymore, so that's exactly what I want. So that's good. Why did you guys decide that if the goal is not 100%, that at the... Sorry. Why did you guys decide that if the goal is not 100% at and you take nothing? So you're talking about like why it's all or nothing? I think that's just the way Kickstarter works, isn't it? You have to make your Kickstarter goal or else there's no funding. Yeah, it's not a choice. That's kind of like the risk and reward of Kickstarter, right? Like you have to accurately judge what your goal is, right? The price that it costs to complete the project. You have to accurately estimate how many people are willing to donate to that project, and then hopefully they all do that and you can actually get the funding you need, right? That's the benefit and the gamble, I suppose, like the risk of Kickstarter stuff. Yeah. I don't think I mean, if we had the choice of like partial funding, you know, I don't think we would choose to go the other route. Fox, if Kickstarter reaches the goal, would you be working on EOE full time or still part time? I think I would still be part time. I think there's devs on the team that probably need to be hired full time before me. Because they're more like I make the models and stuff, but the game has like tons of systems and things like that need to be created. The models are like the shell that goes around that, right? So they're important, but I mean technically you could play the game with like boxes, you know, like boxy models. It doesn't need to look pretty for the game to work. The game working is the main focus. So yeah, I don't think I would be full time. At least I'm thinking, I'm making the assumption, you know. I haven't had a conversation with anybody about that stuff. I'm kind of nervous, like, I'm hoping that my files are saving correctly. Because I feel like I did some work that kind of didn't get saved to the model. Because I'm noticing some differences in the wing shape that I did last time that are not present. I don't know what could be happening though. It's all right. We'll get it back to where it needs to be. BRB, gotta help with the puppy. I hope everything's okay. So the next step that I think I'm pretty sure I did is I was using one of these alphas. And I was dragging this alpha out to give us a little bit more texture. Yeah. Autosave. That was actually a pretty quick autosave. So I've been I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the like there's like dry spells in video games, right? Like there's periods of time where there's like nothing coming out. Really? I've been keeping up to date with like Monster Hunter stuff. As they've rolled out their planned updates. But I think they just did their last one. So there's no, well, they have one more, but it's not very big. So that's kind of coming to a close. And I'm not really sure what I'm looking forward to as far as like other games coming out. So I think I might take the opportunity in this kind of like lull to play some games that I wanted to play, but I just haven't gotten around to it. Trying to decide what those will be though. Let's see. ERX IDK who did the optimization, but you guys did a really good job doing it so far. I had 70 FPS on max graphics, which is good in my opinion. That sounds pretty good. Nadia, what are your specs? And you don't have the best computer. Is Kezark obviously EOE? Yeah, I mean that there's always that to play. Sorry guys, I don't know what she's barking at. No bite. think she's like, she's either trying to get, I think she's trying to get my attention. She's barking at me. Hey, no, outside. No, not right now. Yeah, I need to jump in there. I haven't jumped in. I think I'll make a priority of that this weekend. 'Cause that sounds nice. I mean, I wasn't able to jump in this past weekend, because I had friends visiting from out of town, which is why I didn't stream on Saturday. During the week, it's kind of hard, but this weekend might work. Don't really know what specs I have. I got this computer like 2 years ago. Okay, no worries. I mean, I don't know my PC specs just off the top of my head. I have it written down. Hey. You are hearing a doggo. She's barking at me. She's very angry that I'm not paying attention to her right now. Yeah, she's trying to get me away from the computer. Come on. Being a distraction. She's really yeah. I don't know what she wants. She just wants to play, I suppose. She normally doesn't do this. She just likes to time it perfectly when I'm streaming to like act up. I wish I had a second webcam so you guys could see what she's doing. She's like spinning around on the ground, barking at me, spinning. Yeah, she's being funny. Yeah, she just turned 1 this month. Is the one she's 1 year old. good now? Aha! I gotcha. Finally caught her. Is this what you wanted? You wanted to come say hi? Hmm? Now she's mad that I have her in my arms. We'll play some afterwards, okay? If the Kickstarter goes well, when can we expect to play again after the playtest? Yeah, I'm not sure if I have the answer for you. I'm gonna have to call. I'll call my wife to come and get her. You mean when the game will go early access? Yeah, I'm not sure. I need to... get my own reference up so I can match this texture. I think this feels much better. It's not like exactly, but I'll try and dial it in. There's a little bit too much wrinkles on this side of the wing. Let's see if I can buff some of those out with a smooth brush. Some of the smaller ones. Otherwise, I think this is looking much better. Okay. Trying to match the angle of these striations to what I have on the top. I think I might be slightly off. Okay, my wife came and got the child. My wife opened the door and she didn't want to walk in and get into the camera. But the little doggo wouldn't go towards her. She was being she was like stalling. How much more work do you feel the Tropeo needs? Okay. It needs, my assessment, it needs more texture work on the wings. I need to finalize the textures on the wings, the face. I think the majority, like what's on the body, is fairly good. Maybe a little bit more refinement on the body, but a little bit more focus on heat on these areas. I'm not quite happy with them. We've had a little bit of setbacks on this model as well, stuff that I don't really because we had the computer crash on me one time, and then like ZBrush crashed. I've kind of had a little bit of a rougher time on Tropeo, to be honest, than I did with Peru. Like I think we went through the whole production of Peru, and I don't think ZBrush crashed like once. Maybe once in that whole thing, but like I don't remember if it did or not. So there's that. I'm trying to kind of recoup some stuff. But mostly the wing areas. Anything that's not going to be covered by feathers or fur, I think needs a decent pass on before I get into doing all of the fur cards and stuff like that. But it's not too far. Like I was watching people play the game on YouTube and really trying to pay attention to how the light bounces and like reacts on the dinosaur models, and I think they look pretty good. I think the Purosaurus looks the best out of all of them, from what I've seen when Furious streams, and like the quick little like showcases he's done of the Peru. I think the Peru skin texture looks really good, so I want to make sure that I'm doing, like I want to pump the detail a lot. So I think it shows in the end result, and I want to make sure that comes across. So like all this little stuff that I'm doing right now, like all these little touches, you should be able to see that in the game. I mean, depending on your settings, I suppose, but the light should bounce across these surfaces and give some nice richness to the detail. Because if that detail isn't there, things can kind of look like plasticky, especially in Unreal Engine. Yeah, things can just look very like plastic, and I don't really like that stuff. So I'm trying my best to not do that. Peru in game is deceptively stealthy on land. That's really good to hear, actually. That's really exciting. I mean, yeah, it makes sense, I suppose, right? Because he's very like low to the ground, and a lot of foliage might like cover majority of his body while he's walking around. So that's actually really cool. I didn't anticipate that. We want dinos, not Fortnite, exactly. I feel like a small fry with an adult EO next to the Peru. He is gigantic. Human Orano doesn't look that big next to it. Seeing the massive croc moving through the underbrush and being barely visible is awesome. Oh, do you have clips of that, Smogsy? By chance? Because I would love to see it. Was that like during a stream or something? That sounds really cool. Last Friday, Saturday, a bit earlier in the day. Okay. Was it during a stream? One of Furious' streams? The Duck Pato. Hi, how's it going? Okay, cool. I'll take a look at that. Okay, that's not a bad match. I think it looks pretty good. Just need to finish out the wingtip here. And then we can move on to some other stuff tonight. I might take I don't know, one of these streams I might just take a little bit of a break and instead of sculpting I might do some skin coloration explorations, because he's getting to the point where we need to start thinking about colors for him. That way I can just kind of hit the ground running when I'm ready to texture. So that might be an option for one or two of these streams that are coming up. Might be a nice change of pace as well, just so it's not entirely ZBrush stuff. Yeah, Smugsy, that I think that would be fun. Yeah. The ZBrush stuff is cool, but like even for me sometimes, like throwing in a little bit of variety in there can help. Especially with this guy for some reason. Like I said, I was talking about it a little while ago, but I feel like skin textures, like very subtle skin textures, like what I'm doing on the wing here, and like what I was doing on the face. Those very subtle skin textures sometimes are much harder than just like scales. Like sometimes I would much rather do scales than this sort of bare skin, you know? It takes a lot of just takes a lot of control and a lot of time, basically. If you get it wrong, it'll look very wrong. And there's a lot of minuscule sort of details that go into getting it right. I'm trying to find I've been collecting a bunch of references to help me out. I'll show you some really quick. I gotta open up my reference board. See if I can reopen it, because I had it open just a second ago. There we go. Like, this is a pretty interesting bird. Like, you see all that little detail in that, like around his eyes and stuff. It's very subtle, tiny little bumps and dimples and stuff. That's the kind of stuff that's really challenging, at least for me, to get right. I can sculpt scales like all day. Cedrus, it's so ugly and cute at the same time. I just tapped back and was greeted by that image. Yeah, it's a strange bird. I really like those type of. It's very interesting. I have no idea. I wonder what the species is. I just saw it and I liked the skin texture, and I thought it would be useful, so I saved it out. But yeah, I don't know exactly what kind of bird that is. So I want this interesting transition here between this soft skin and this like more traditional looking scale work here. And then this transitions into the keratin of the beak. The transition areas are probably, they're some of the funnest areas. I really like transition areas, especially when they work well. But they can also be like really tough. Getting it to look natural, like a natural switch between two different skin types. That's depending on what it is, it can be hard. Can't wait to see how the flight system will work in this game. Most certainly make or break the experience for me. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really played a flying creature in any of these survival games yet, so I have nothing to compare it to. Like, I don't know how flight works in Path of Titans or the Isle or anything like that, so it would be a new experience for me entirely, you know. It's like do you fly freely like forever, or do you lose stamina while you fly and then you have to land? Do you are you able to beat your wings at will to gain altitude or something? I don't know. I'm throwing out ideas, questions. Will the models be perfectly symmetrical, or will there be differences? Cedrus, that's a good question. The way that we have the textures set up, there can be differences in the skin texture, like the coloration. Left and right can be different. But as far as the base textures, like the scales, like the skin texture, all that stuff, the UVs are mirrored, which means that the same side is duplicated to the other side. So in that sense, it's the same. It's perfectly symmetrical. But the coloration can be different. So we'll probably do, and I believe there might be if we want to do scarring or something like that in the future, the scars can appear differently on different sides of the body because of that. as far as like modeling goes, yeah, this is just the way that I model stuff. I mean, well, it's the way pretty much everyone in the games industry models stuff, right? It's we're bilaterally symmetrical creatures, so just to make things more efficient, it makes more sense to sculpt one side and let the program mirror that over to the other side. So for now, yeah, it's perfectly symmetrical. I mean, we could do. I don't think we are going to do this, but if I were to do asymmetry in a model, either way, like I would sculpt it symmetrically first, and then I would add asymmetry afterwards. Like if we were to do that to the Tropeo, like maybe some of his teeth are broken on one side, right? I would sculpt it perfectly symmetrical, and then I would go in and screw up his teeth, or like bend his beak. One eye could be like slightly higher than the other. Subtle stuff like that. It's cool to add, definitely, but I don't think for the purposes of the game that it's required. That's more like you see that happen much more in film. Like where like polygon count doesn't matter. They're gonna get super close in on the creature or something. They're looking for a lot of emphasis on like unique character. That's where you'll see lots of the asymmetry start to pop in. Cedrus, well, what I mean is in Path, the flight has little weight and just feels kind of stiff. Feels like you are sliding around in the air. I see. After that, you can go... Smogsy, after that, you can go with asymmetry to make it more unique in character. Exactly, yeah. Oh, no worries, Cedrus. I get it. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to it's hard to say, right? Like what goes into creating that feeling. Like if you're feeling like you're sliding around in the air, it's probably a combination of a lot of things, honestly. It's like it probably has to do with some of the animation, right? Because the animation needs to have like weight and like feeling like you're pushing off something or like moving through a substance like air or water or mud or whatever, what have you. It has a lot to do with the way the animations look, because obviously you're sitting at your computer, in your home. You're not physically experiencing the air hitting you or the water around you or the mud around your legs. Like you're not physically experiencing that, but visually that needs to be communicated, and it can kind of translate to a feeling for the player, right? So it's probably has to do with a few different variables. And yeah, it's very hard because all of those variables have to come together and look and feel right for the experience to click. It's one of the things that makes games so hard, because you could have a game that essentially the combat or something is the same, right? But one game feels much better than the other simply because the animations are done differently, the sound design is done differently, what have you. There's a ton of stuff that can happen. So yeah, we're gonna do our best, and there's always like tweaking to do, right? Like, the benefit of of a game like this is that if we don't, we can refine stuff. We're not stuck with what we do the first time around. We can always go back and adjust. Jose, what are the biggest dinos you will be modeling? What is the biggest dino? I think probably one of the sauropods is going to be the biggest, like the longest. You're stuck in a sitting animation sliding around. Where should I report that? That reminds me of I mean, there's lots of games that like have crazy issues. But it was really funny seeing some of the bugs that people were running into for Assassin's Creed Unity. I don't know if you guys remember all that stuff. There are people like standing around in T-pose, and the character would T-pose and slide around, and some other crazy stuff. I saw some like a compilation of all the different bugs that people were running into on launch. That's a AAA title too, and they had some huge bugs. Yeah, I didn't play Assassin's Creed Unity either. After Assassin's Creed like Revelations, I got kind of burnt out on that series. I never picked it back up again. I don't think I played another open world game until probably Elden Ring. That's when I picked up another open world game. Yeah, I completely lost track of like where the story was going, and I just didn't have the energy to put back into it, you know. Assassin's Creed Unity, I think eventually they did patch it to like, so it was like a pretty good game. And I think now people regard it as like one of the better Assassin's Creed games. Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed Syndicate, I think those are like the last two of like the older style Assassin's Creed games. I have interest in playing those, but like as far as like Assassin's Creed Valhalla and what's the other one? Well, there's the one in Egypt, there's one in Greece, and then there's the one in there's Valhalla. I have no idea what they're doing next. I haven't kept up. Fox, right now on Elden, and honestly after giving more chance started to like it. Yeah, I love Elden Ring. I think it's hard to say, but it's definitely one of my top, like probably one of my top games of all time. Um, definitely like one of my favorite Souls like games, or yeah, Souls games. Um, I still put Bloodborne first, but Elden Ring is pretty close for second, I think, for me. I played the heck out of that game. Um, I also got the DLC. I actually played through the DLC this year. And well, I say played through. I got to the last boss, and I got my butt kicked. And I put it down for a bit. I'll probably go back and try to beat it for real, but yeah, that boss was ridiculous. I was also playing through Night Rain too. I think Night Rain is a way more intense experience than Elden Ring in terms of difficulty. I think Night Rain's way harder. So having gone through Night Rain, I can probably go back to Shadow of the Erd Tree and see if I can beat some of those guys, or the last boss that was giving me issue. Lies of P is pretty good. That one's interesting. Yeah, I've been debating whether I want to try that one or not. Like I was saying, like there's a bunch of single player games that I want to try out. I've been playing mostly like multiplayer games because my friends, we all hop on and we play in the evening sometimes. And we were kind of working our way through a lot of different games. But there's a lot of single player games that I haven't really had a chance to try that I want to get back in and try. Like I want to play Hades, Hades 2. What's another one that I would like to play? Digimon Time Stranger, something like that. It's the new Digimon game. That one sounds really cool. What else? I had like a little list going that I wanted to check out. Everything in Night Rain is so freakishly tanky. Yeah, it's and like the RNG elements and stuff like are really punishing. Like you really have to have a good team, you have to have a good build, you have to have a good run. I mean, you can still make bad runs work, you know, but it's nice when everything falls into place. But yeah, I got a lot more time in Elden Ring Night Rain than I thought I would. Like I thought it was going to be like this fun little game that like would hold our interest for maybe like a couple weeks or something. But that game we played for a really long time. And I mean, we started playing through the DLC and we still have to beat it. I haven't I don't think we got to the boss one of the bosses, the newer bosses, we got to one of them like a couple times and then got wrecked. And we just didn't go back to it yet. Monster Hunter Stories 3 is coming out. That's a good one, yeah. I would like to play that for sure. I'm really glad that it's coming out on Steam. Cuz I don't know. I don't really think I like my Switch or like this, and I'm definitely not getting a Switch 2. So having the chance to play it on the PC is probably, I'm grateful that that exists. Do you ever get a lot of burnout from modeling? I only draw small cartoon characters and sometimes get worse burnout for months. No. For me, it's just about taking things like in pieces. I've learned to not try to think about everything I have to do on a model like all together, like every single step, like thinking of the whole model as one big clumped task can be very overwhelming. I just think of it as like piece by piece, and just kind of like climb the ladder, you know, step by step. Especially for much more complicated models, that really helps me. But yeah, I mean, things can get kind of tiring, like doing scales on a whole creature for like a whole week or something like that. That can get kind of monotonous, but I don't think I've ever reached the point of burnout. Not because of modeling. Like, modeling is fine. I've almost reached the point of burnout. But because of other stuff. Like just bad environment, you know, bad people around me, bad project, bad stuff. That's what would get me burnt out. Like more like I guess emotional burnout, mental burnout. But it was never really the modeling's fault, you know, the art's fault. It was the circumstances around the modeling. But that was a while ago. I'm good now. Smogsy, I got sick of facing the same boss every run. That's true. Fighting the magma worm every run for 5 runs in the same spot. Yeah, the randomness definitely wasn't as random as I thought it would be. Just a fake. You never know. Like, don't sell yourself short. Like, I I would say like if you're interested in it, like if you're not interested in it, then don't worry about it, right? But like if you're interested, I would say just try it out and see how you feel about it. You don't have to do, you can take baby steps, right? Like you don't have to do like a fully textured, like realistic model or something. Like you said, maybe you did like cartooning, right? Maybe you try to take one of your cartoon characters into a 3D program and like try to model one of the simpler ones. That could be like a entryway for you. You need to just take a bit, a piece at a time. I didn't latch on to ZBrush like entirely for a while. Like I did have to kind of learn it in a rush because I kind of put myself in that position, which was not a very smart thing to do. But like Photoshop and stuff that I learned on my own, it took a while. It was definitely overwhelming. Like I would start drawing and then all of a sudden something wouldn't work, right? Like I clicked the wrong button or the wrong shortcut and I didn't know what I clicked, and then I had to figure out what was going on, and then that took like 2 hours, and then I could finally get back to drawing, and then something else would happen. There was a lot of that happening when I was learning Photoshop. I love doing a lot of detail work, which makes me hate trying to do anything simple. Made a bug report. Game issues to show what I meant. Have a look to see. Okay, so you're reporting a bug. Pizza, how's it going? Finished all my classes for the week while watching stream. Your emotional support artist. Well, thank you. That sounds awesome. It always feels good to like finish a big chunk of work like that and know that hopefully you have some free time coming up as a result of that. Smugsy, I have so many default brushes and tools in Krita, and my biggest problem is picking one to mess around with. Yeah, I just started using Krita a couple weeks ago. I do like it so far. I didn't do like one whole painting in it. I did like part of a painting in it, and so far I really liked it. I like the way the brushes work. They feel pretty nice. I mean, I like almost all of the programs that I've tried have nicer brushes than Photoshop. Like Clip Studio has really nice brushes. Krita does too. Rebel has really nice brushes as well. And I'm just thinking like what the deal is, like, because Photoshop's been around for so long, yet their brushes feel so, I mean, to me, like they're passable. Like of course you can go in and like adjust all the settings and move all the sliders and stuff and get a good brush working, right? But if you were to just like compare the default brushes to the default brushes in Clip Studio, the default brushes in Clip Studio feel way better. So I don't know what the deal is. But I mean, on top of that, like you can straight up just own Clip Studio. You don't have to do this subscription stuff, which is always a plus. Spider, how's your day going? It's going well, thanks. Yeah, it went pretty well today. Sponksy, I gave up Photoshop years ago because of the subscription nonsense. Yeah. Unfortunately, I have to use it still because of work. All of the illustrations and stuff are like, I have to like hand off stuff to people, and all of that is Photoshop stuff. So have to do it. Maybe one day they'll switch out of it. I had a photography class and got free subscription for a little bit. It was a ton of fun turning my dog into a king, but I never had the interest to trying to learn after that. Yeah, I started using Photoshop pretty early, like my junior year of high school. I started using Photoshop. I feel really fortunate that I started learning Photoshop that early, because I mean, I didn't realize this, but like that's for a lot of people who like are, you know, you're exposed to certain things in school depending on how your school is structured. And I didn't realize this, but lots of people, when I got into art school, there were a ton of people who never touched Photoshop until like the day of like their like the Photoshop class. So by the time I got into those classes, like I had to like 5 years of Photoshop under my belt. And they were like learning it for the first time. And I felt super lucky, because I mean, I come from a very small town. So I think it's kind of rare for smaller towns like the one I come from to have like certain resources, especially in like arts and like just different tech. So my art instructor in high school kind of treated the art class more like a college level art class than a high school level art class. So we got to experiment with a ton of different mediums that you normally would not touch until you were in college. So we were working with Photoshop. We were doing like tons of different kinds of printing methods, tons of different photography methods, lots of stuff that most of the people in college that I went to had never tried before. So I do think it gave me a little bit of an edge. I think if I remember right, I think I tested out of a lot of the basic Photoshop courses. I tried to, at least, because I knew I would be too bored. There was one there was one funny instance where I had to I had an Illustrator class on my schedule, Adobe Illustrator, and I hate Adobe Illustrator. I really don't like using pen tools. And that's exactly what this class was. It's like use the pen tool for like 15 weeks straight is basically what the class was. So I went into the class on the first day and I realized that it was just pen tool stuff. And one of my friends was sitting next to me, and I was just miserable tracing these shapes in Illustrator, and I was just I got up and I went straight to my advisor, and I was like, I can't do this class. I was like, is there any other class that I can do in place of this? And I think she was able to get me into the last seat of like some other digital course that was mostly Photoshop and not Illustrator. And I left the class and I never went back to the class. I just kind of disappeared. It looks like a buff chicken. It does, yeah. It can. Looks like a rotisserie chicken. I'm still learning Krita myself. Krita being free is also a huge plus. Yeah. Pizza Hands. I should have an audition for a role in a small local film, as well as making a reel for work on Project Shadow Glass. That's a cool name. Gotta write some more in a script I'm working on, but Sunday is hibernating. Nice. It sounds like a lot. Sounds like fun though. Pretty creative stuff, right? I'm glad that Krita can open / run Photoshop files. Okay. So what was I going to do? I think I feel like the this wing texture is working on the bottom now. Oh, what is that? What is this? I think I accidentally made a mark there. Oh. Dude, this is the pain of working on thin meshes like this. Like if you do not remember to turn on backface masking, it's over. It's so important to remember to do that, and sometimes I fail. I should actually... Here's what I'll do. I'll store a morph target. That way, in case I do forget, I can just morph it out of the sculpt. And then I won't have to worry too much. Okay. Let's work on the face, or we'll work on the teeth and all this stuff here. I need a quick reference. I think I want to use some Jariel reference for the teeth, because Jariels have similar, like, the way their teeth are oriented and pop out of their mouth is similar to what is going on here. It's not like exactly, but it's closer than anything else out there. So I think it'll help. I just gotta find the right image, something high enough res. Found a couple so far. Yeah, look at this crazy thing. That's so cool. The way the light is hitting the teeth here, and you're seeing the subsurface scattering is really nice. So what I think I'm going to do, there's certain details that I don't want to like pull from the Jariel, because their mouth is adapted in such a way that they have those pits that they can sense like fish and stuff with. I don't think I'm going to bring that in here. But I do want to pay very close attention to the way the teeth pop out of the skin. I'm trying to incorporate some of those characteristics in this, because it's such a weird. It's like keratin transitioning into possibly some sort of skin here. It's kind of weird to think of like teeth just popping straight out of keratin. I suppose it could be possible. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's anything like what's happening here to reference in modern day animals, so I'm doing my best to approximate. Like a callus, maybe. Because usually, like in birds, well, like we were looking at this one, right? Like you can see, like this is keratin, but then over here, there's a transition to more like fleshy texture, and the transition is pretty gradual. It's not like harsh. Normally, you see like a harsh dividing line between what is the beak and what is the skin of the bird, right? In here, that's much smoother. So I was thinking something more like this. Although that's kind of that's a very small sample of what that could be. So the teeth could pop out of more like the fleshy part of the beak, and the keratin would be up closer to the crest area. If that makes sense. I gotta go back to... I still use Pinterest. I'm trying to still use Pinterest, although it's like flooded with AI BS, you know. But like a lot of my older references are on Pinterest, stuff that I kind of come back to. I used to like try to save out all of my reference onto drives, but there's just so much of it. Keeping stuff online seemed nicer to me. And like my personal little libraries on Pinterest haven't been contaminated or whatever, but finding new stuff on Pinterest is much harder. There's just so much stuff to sort through now. So I found these, I'll show you guys in a second. Just let me organize these on the board. These, I think these are some kind of, what the heck? I had it in my, at the tip of my tongue, and now I can't remember what it is. What are these? There's some kind of fishing bird. They're the ones with the tiny wings, and they mostly just dive. They got big feet. Cormorants, that's the word. I think this is a cormorant. But what I was looking at is the transition between skin and the beak. I like the way this works here. These have more like reptilian qualities. Like you can see the little scales around the eye. So I like that. And like these textures here are really nice. That transition into the fur, into the feathers is really cool. So that's the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Oh, goose teeth? I think I have seen goose teeth. Are they really teeth, though? I'm trying to remember. They're like, they're more like sifting, right? Like, it's almost like baleen in a whale, isn't it? Or is it actually like ridges? Oh, wow. Okay. Let's see. I think I found an image. That is so creepy. But it's really cool, but very strange. Yeah, it almost seems like it's not like baleen. It's not like fibrous. But it does seem like they're sifting through stuff. They're using it out to like sift or comb through whatever they're feeding on. They do, yeah, they average it on their tongue too. That's really cool. It's a little bit nightmare fuelish. but it is really cool. Just a quick, because it's almost end of stream. I was talking last time about a stream that I'm going to start up. This will be on my personal channel. I mean, it won't be Echoes related, but if you guys wanted to check it out, I think I've decided that I'm going to launch it next week. It's either going to be on Monday evenings or on Saturday evenings. So I might do like a double stream Saturday, like 1 in the morning for Echoes, and then like later on in the like maybe early afternoon or evening on Saturdays. I'll have a better idea of what I'm going to do once Saturday stream comes around, because I'm still debating on what slot would be best. But yeah, I think that's going to be coming up soon. And yeah, it's just totally dedicated to my personal work. Lots of creature design stuff, possibly some dinosaur stuff. I mean, dinosaurs are always part of my I always got some kind of dinosaur stuff going on, you know. But it's mostly going to be dedicated to like taking some time to work on my personal projects. There's a ton of projects that I have that have been kind of just neglected or just like lying around that I want to get finished. So that's what that stream is going to be dedicated to. So if you want to be notified about that, you can go to my YouTube channel. There should be a link in the stream description, and I'll make an announcement of like because I don't have like a Discord or anything, but I'll make an announcement on probably Blue Sky, and that link should be in the description as well. My Blue Sky account. But yeah, it should be fun. I'm hoping other people kind of join in on that, like kind of join me in taking time to work on their personal projects and whatever they want to work on. But we'll see how it goes. Pizza Hands, you know I'm going to be there. Thank you so much. Smogsy, that sounds like a lot in a day. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm worried about. 2 streams in one day. So I might... that's why I'm kind of leaning towards Monday as the better option. But I'm still debating. Also trying to figure out what is the first project that I'm going to work on, because I have so many of them. I need to figure out exactly what that is too. Streaming is very taxing. Yeah, I feel that. Although I think, I don't know, it's not as taxing as I thought it was going to be, because I'm a very shy, like introverted person. So I thought I was gonna have like, I'm not sitting here thinking that I'm like some pro streamer or whatever, but I thought I was gonna have a much harder time than I am having. Like I thought I was just gonna sit here in like silence for 2 hours and like have nothing to talk about. But it's not so bad. So I don't know. But yeah, I think you might be right, Smogsy, that two streams in one day might be too much. Might need some room to breathe, you know. Always a hassle. Okay. Yeah, I'll take the advice from someone who's experienced in it, you know. That does make sense. Yeah, I think in that case it's probably because I could always add like other slots of time, right? In case I just felt really good about it and I wanted to do more, I could always add another slot. I think it's better to probably just take it a bit at a time. No need to overwhelm the schedule or myself. It's supposed to be, the whole point of it is supposed to be fun, you know? Just some chill time, hang out, talk to people, make some progress on my personal stuff, which I feel like, it's something I really want to do, and not make like a big deal about it, Should be, because if it's not fun, I'm not gonna do it. So it has to stay fun and interesting. I've learned that about myself. I'm trying to like get myself to do stuff. Exactly, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, prepping prepping food when you have like a stream like close to dinner time, that has been a bit of a scramble, I will say that. Okay. So I think next time I really want to focus in on this beak. The beak and the face, because I really want to nail this skin texture. Like this skin, this area, like this is all going to be fur mostly. I keep saying fur. It's the feather, like pycnofiber stuff. Like all this here is going to be that, but I really want to focus on like the transitions here, like these areas that are going to be exposed. So this area of skin, this keratinous area, all the stuff around the teeth, it's like almost there. It's like I just want to pump much more detail into it, but I need a good idea of what I want to do exactly. These types of areas are always like the toughest part, because there's no like direct analog. Like we kind of have stuff that kind of looks like this, but it's not exactly. So I'm trying to like balance, so I really want to dig into that. And I think there's a few things that I need to make to achieve this, or that I think will help me achieve it. Mostly just like some extra alphas and stuff like that I think I can use to get some detail in here. But yeah, we'll visit that next time and really try to dig into this area, dial it in. Let's see, is there anything else? This area of the face, and then the hands and feet need some. The hands and feet are the area that I lost, remember, because Zebras decided to die on me, so I gotta redo that. I still haven't done that. Alrighty, y'all. Thanks for chatting with me tonight. We'll keep on going. We'll keep on moving on this next stream. Yeah, I'll see you Saturday. Saturday is another live stream. So I'll see you then. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.